afternoon, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a few months since I've uploaded, and I'll start with a very brief explanation of basically what has gone down. Make a long story short, I got sick. I couldn't talk for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and that kind of threw off my groove. I just fell out of the habit of making content and have struggled to get back into it for a variety of reasons, just finding the motivation to sit down and actually do it. I also switched from an AMD Radeon graphics card to an NVIDIA RTX 2070, and the way Shadowplay records is not the way that I'm used to with AMD, and using separate voice and background tracks as I like to do. The video player that I was watching my recordings with was giving me one channel or another and not both, so for a couple of weeks off and on I had been trying to get all the audio stuff worked out for my videos, and it just simply wasn't happening. No amount of Googling, troubleshooting, I could figure it out. So luckily that's all resolved. That was just me not critically thinking about the problem, and so now we're back in H3VR, and I'm just going to do a simple video today. We're at the indoor shooting range. I got a target set up at 7 meters, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Luger, the German Luger. And this is a very interesting pistol in the fact that its operating system is not a conventional blowback or delayed blowback system where you have a slide that travels laterally to the rear. This actually pivots and has a pivot point here, as well as a slight barrel movement here. That's for the lockup and the delay. It's a very interesting design. It's a little bit more complex, especially for turn of the 20th century metallurgy and technologies. I've heard reports that these aren't necessarily the most reliable pistols. Nevertheless, I believe it's a very interesting design, and we see something very similar today in modern firearms with the Chris Vector. Now, the Chris Vector is a submachine gun, and it has a similar pivoting recoil action, but instead of going up, it goes down and kind of makes a little L to redirect recoil energy down to maintain a much more stable shooting platform. And they're not identical systems, but they do share a lot of similarities. And so this pistol was adopted in 1908 by the German Army as the P08. It shoots 9x19 Parabellum. There was a American trial version that competed against the 1911 in 45 ACP in this platform, which I think is really neat. But yeah, let's put a few rounds down the range and see what we can do with it. So, there you see the last round hold open. Check that. Another mag in. So, that is the standard. I believe that's a 4.9 inch barrel, so a 5-inch barrel. You can also see, hopefully it shows up in the video, the trigger has a very interesting half crescent shape to it with a pivot point at the top. So, I always thought that was kind of interesting. We'll go ahead and reset the target. I have something else to show you. This is the P08 artillery model. It's just like the regular short barrel Luger, or the standard barrel Luger I should say, except it has an 8-inch barrel. So the advantages this is going to give you is a little bit more velocity, and also a longer sight radius. The longer the sight radius, the easier it is to hit a target at range. And these actually can't see it in VR, but these, I don't know if it's modeled, I was reading, these have adjustable sights up to 800 meters, which I believe is a little bit optimistic for 9x19. However, they were used a lot during World War I by artillery units who couldn't carry full-on K98 rifles. And so, snap this in there. And it can also be had with a buttstock. So now you have a pretty stable carbine platform, so you can actually check that into your shoulder. And I'm shaking because I'm holding my arm at weird angles to view that whole thing. They also made this in a select fire. And those were issued to basically German stormtroopers. And so it was used in a carbine role, and they used that all the way up until the end of World War I, where an actual submachine gun took its place. And you could use this with a 32 round snail mag. So it takes a single stack, because these are single stack magazines, and then adds a big drum to the bottom of it, which is a pretty neat design. I think the game models it. Let me grab one. It does. There we go. There's a snail mag. It's a neat little drum. I have nowhere to grab on the front of this gun though. Alright. And that's the Luger. It was used all the way up through World War II, until it was replaced by a Walther P08. And that's a single double action pistol, which you can still find today. They sell for relatively cheap. I've seen them in gun stores. They come out with a, a new unfired box of them show up every now and then. But that will be a gun for a different video. Thank you guys for watching so much. I'm gonna definitely start getting more consistent content out. I recently purchased COD Black Ops 4 and Humble Bundle. So I might actually do some uploading for that. I haven't played COD in a really long time, but might jump into that a little bit. As well as some more Rainbow Six Siege. I'm always playing that. Yeah, definitely stick around. We'll get some more content out there, get some more gun videos up there. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time.